Okay. What are we talking about? I didn't read through the 400-page note thing you gave me.
It's not 400 pages.
Are you
Although
sure?
I wish there was page numbers, so we could see. It's 10 pages.
Oh my God.
Hello and welcome to the ParkStop podcast, episode 54. My name is Alicia Stella. With me, as always, is my co-host Ian.
Hey, kids.
And today we have a lot of information. We are doing a big episode on Epic Universe.
Yay! I'm so tired, but okay. We're good.
Universal Epic Universe. I'm gonna say the name right every time.
Universal, yeah, no S, no apostrophe S anymore.
You see, my last video was the first time I dropped the apostrophe S. Even I have given up. And I wanted to mention we're also working on episodes and videos and podcasts about other things. So we'll have news on Universal Kids Frisco, Texas, Universal Horror Unleashed at Vegas, DreamWorks Dreamland for Kids Zone, maybe very soon on that one, and Zelda for Lost Continent. All those we're working on.
That's news to me too, thanks.
We're catching up on, is what we're doing. We're catching up on Epic Universe.
Yeah, a little bit. There's only a few things we have to talk about, apparently.
I don't even know when the last time we did a podcast just for Epic Universe was.
I don't know. There's been a lot of news lately, even beyond Epic Universe. So there's been a lot.
Well, we talk about...
So busy.
We do like a news episode and we kind of we'll talk for 10 or 15 minutes about Epic Universe and we're like, and we're out of time. But I thought it'd be fun to do a devoted episode. If you're watching the visual version, I'm going to attempt to show things that are related, but not everything we talk about will have something to show. So I think BioReconstruct right now is posting new photos, already new ones since my last video. So I'll just show whatever, hopefully get some all, he just finished the Viking statue photos when we were recording this. It's nice to see them without the scaffolding.
It is. The dragon looks a little funnier than I expected, but it still looks cool.
And if you're worried about spoilers, I think the first half of this episode, we're going to talk mostly about logistics and names of things and layouts for the park.
Logistics feels like work.
Logistics makes it sound so serious. But
sounds like work.
But the second half, we might get into some possible ride rumor spoilers. So we'll give you a warning if you don't want to hear about that.
No, we won't.
I'll give you. Well, once I start talking about things you don't want to hear, you can turn it off. But
why would you not want to hear? It's all speculation. We might be wrong.
Speculation is a loaded word. Speculation usually means made up. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, fine.
The basics. Universal Epic Universe opens summer 2025. It's about 2 miles south of the current Universal Orlando Resort. It has a flat parking lot for now and will open with 3 official hotels at first.
I don't like flat parking lots anymore.
Because no one gets they're all it's like when you have to park on the roof of the current parking garage and you're like, no, the sun.
Yes.
Everyone has to park in the sun.
No. That's not nice.
Oh, man, why did I write all these notes? Kirkman Road is being extended. Well, I wrote it down because it's supposed to be done by late 2024, but they kind of Orange County recently said, or early 2025. And I'm like, you can't keep pushing this longer. It needs to get done. We need to be able to drive to the park. They just started construction on that round flyover ramp to get to the park. But there is technically a little bit of the Kirkman extension that connects to Universal Boulevard that is done-ish. If they throw up some traffic lights, they could, we could get to those 2 hotels down there. So there is a rumor those hotels could open before the park.
That's cool. Get a nice view of the parks, maybe. That's
my segue into the talking about the hotels.
Oh, boy. Okay. What's up with the hotels?
Project 912 and 913. I'm putting a stake in the ground and I'm claiming it. Universal Stella Nova Resort is the one on the right, and Universal Terra Luna Resort is the one on the left. 913 on the left. I could be wrong because every video from this point on is going to be wrong if I'm wrong, but it's a 50-50 shot,
Is it weird that they named a hotel after you?
We can't say that. They might change it if we keep saying that. That is not what happened. The word Stella just means star. Constellation has Stella in the middle because it means groupings of stars.
Oh boy.
Stellate constellation.
Terra
Say
is
Stella.
Earth. There we go. We're done.
Well, it's Earth, but Lunam is moon, so Earth moon.
Moon ground. Okay, we're
New
good.
star and Earth moon.
Yeah, new star and yeah.
Moon ground.
Moon ground. Moonland.
So the news this week was that I put in a video that I heard that these hotels are going to be covered in dichroic colorful panels.
Yay.
And then BioReconstruct went out into the street and took photos at night, proving that the windows themselves are also dichroic. So they had work lights on inside the hotels or inside 912, and you could see different colors depending on the angle of the window. So apparently even the windows will also shimmer different colors.
The multicolor hotels. It'll be like
Prism hotels.
Prism Hotel?
Prism
okay,
hotels.
We can go with that.
Galactic
Hotel of a different color.
I can't say that word. Galactic's not Galactic Star Cruiser. Galactic Galaxy. I sent you that picture earlier. There's a test. Apparently, there's a test sample out in front of one of the hotels, and I was not expecting that texture. It's got almost like a brickwork texture to it.
That's pretty cool, though. It sounds awesome. I like the color idea. I think it'll be awesome for the whatever we're going, the space, I guess.
Yeah, the angle of the one we were looking at makes it look like all teal and purple and pink or whatever, but it's definitely on the darker spectrum, so it feels outer spacey, if that makes sense.
It's pretty cool.
They're going to be so bright at night. They're going to shine lights onto this reflective.
Hopefully they have blackout curtains, layers of blackout curtains for the rooms.
Oh, well, if you look out the window, is it one-way dichroic film on the windows, or is it both ways? Will it look like purple in your room when the sun shines in?
Tinted. It'll be tinted. It'll be fine.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Okay. It's going to look beautiful. I think I was worried because it's the same, it's Finfrock building it just like Endless Summer. And Endless Summer, they just kind of painted it gray and with a little color trim, and they're like, okay, it's done. And when they built this and it's gray, I'm like, oh, more gray hotels, but they're gonna color it up. I'm so excited.
We're good. That's it. We're done. We're out. It's gray. Just kidding.
No, it's
beautiful, it
looks really
and
cool. Reflective, and they're spending extra millions of dollars just to make the hotel pretty.
It's awesome. It looks
worth
cool.
it.
Definitely worth it. It looks really cool.
Well, they're thinking of these as their gate entry to Epic Universe Land. So when you're entering Kirkman Road from Universal Boulevard, these are the gateway to Epic Universe. So these are the first things you see as you enter the property. So
fancy.
They want to make sure it's eye-catching.
Fancy.
Oh yeah, there's another hotel.
There is?
Did we ever mention the code name for the hotel at the back of the park?
I don't know. All I know is that my bar was confirmed.
Yeah, your rooftop bar is confirmed in permits on technically the 11th floor. It's a 10-story hotel with an 11th floor that's just a bar and viewing area. It's a bar and a viewing area for the fireworks. No, it's Project Sunshine.
Well, that's adorable.
Because it's Helios, the Universal Helios Grand Hotel at the back of the park is like the sun in the center of the universe.
Oh man, okay, I think you're going a little too far with that, but sure.
Well, they're the ones that named it Project Sunshine and stuck it at the back of the park, which is an epic universe, and named it Helios, the god of the sun.
Well, the sun is the center of our universe, so it should be in the back in the middle, right?
Well, it's
the planets are all coming out from it in one straight line.
Look, it's good enough. It's going to be in the background of every photo, just like the sun.
That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm never going to be able to afford to stay there. There's just no way.
I will never be able to.
I want the one on the right to be Stella Nova because that's the one that's closest to the park and will have the quickest transportation to get there.
Of course.
So that's the one I want to be Stella Nova.
Yeah, I was going to say, and you want to stay in the one that has Stella in the name.
Right.
Yes,
and I feel like I'll be able to afford those hotels and not the Helios Grand Hotel.
Don't worry. I'll still find my way to that bar. Don't worry.
Well, I'm sure we go to the bar at the top of Aventura. So.
Yeah, Bar 17 is awesome. I like hanging out up there. All right. Hub change?
Yeah,
Are we doing
in
Hub
front
now?
of in front of the Sun Hotel is the Hub. So we don't have to talk about every aspect of the whole park because we'll be here all day.
We're going to be here all day anyway.
Yes. The notes may be detailed just in case I forget the name of something. We don't have to mention everything, but I did want to mention some stuff about the Hub because I know it's on everyone's mind. First of all, multiple people are trying to convince me that the Hub is called Celestial Park.
which makes sense.
Why does it make sense?
Celestial? That makes
No,
sense.
that word makes sense because it
Yeah, that
was
makes
originally
sense.
Celestial Gardens, and
Hmm.
then they cut the gardens, so now it's Celestial Park.
Maybe there's
But
less greenery.
no, I think there's gonna be lots of green.
I
It's
know there's
just gonna be
lots of green.
less flowers. But like Celestial Park,
Walkway.
it's I guess like oh, it's like Central Park.
Hmm.
It just came to me. I
There
didn't.
you go. There you
I'm
go.
Celestial Park, Central
Central
Park.
Park, which is a
Oh my
main
god.
street.
And it's like it's more than Main Street because it's like Main Street's just at the very bottom of it. It is like the long like big giant rectangle, except it's a snowman in the center of New York City. It is Central Park. Oh God, how did it take me this long to realize that? Okay, I'm just gonna say it. The hub's gonna be open after 6 p.m.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's a generic time. I don't know what time it would be, but like this has been my theory. And I think new rumors suggest that that theory is probably accurate and that the open hub idea lives on in some way, shape, or form. It will
Hmm.
not be open to everyone all day. You will need a theme park ticket during the day. But as the lands themselves wind down for the evening, they will allow anyone into the central hub. If the lands are still open, you will have to have a ticket to pass into the land, but anyone can come into the hub to dine and to shop and to watch the fireworks.
That's cool. That makes sense.
Especially if you're staying at the hotel and don't have a theme park ticket for the day.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that, since that's an expensive hotel, if you can just get into the hub whenever.
No, I don't think so.
As like a perk for being
No,
in
I
a
don't think
pricey
so.
place. I don't either,
No,
but I'm just saying it might be a cool little perk if you stay there.
I think it's just after 6 p.m. So like you enjoy a pool day at the hotel and then after 5 or 6 p.m. or whatever, you can go into the hub for dinner
You mean
without having a
enjoy?
theme park ticket.
You mean enjoy a bar day at the hotel and then? Sorry,
There are 2 bars. There's
there
one
are. Hmm.
downstairs and one at the top. So why
Hmm.
not?
Hmm.
Sure. Um,
Don't say it.
what?
Don't say it on the show.
Facial recognition?
No, the one after that.
Oh,
Don't
we'll
say
get to
it.
that. We'll
Mm-mm.
get to that.
Don't say it.
Facial recognition is important because that's how they're going to restrict access to the theme, like the lands themselves, the theme park areas. If you come into the hub and don't have a theme park ticket, without having to go through turnstiles or show your pass or have like a human interact with you, uh, they're going to start testing this next
Oops.
year at the existing parks, I think.
Oh boy.
Oh, I actually took photos of the new, like, have you noticed they redid the turnstiles at Islands and they're in the process of redoing the turnstiles entry at Studios right now?
Yeah, the walls have been up for a while. They were just shifting them around.
Yeah, the ones on the right now are done at Studios. If you notice, there's no turnstile. You just walk like through, but they have like the skinny things and there's
Hmm.
a lot of space in between them. And I think they're going to start testing facial recognition. They even rebuilt the roof part. I'm going to say maybe so they can hang all the camera apparatuses needed for facial
Apparati.
recognition. Apparata.
I don't know.
Um, so yeah, I think we're going to see some, like they were testing it for Express for like 5 years, but they have a new system and you'll be able to opt out before everyone like goes, oh, it's going to be a terrible disaster. No one's going to want their face. Just the same way you can opt out of a fingerprint scan, you can opt out of this. You just have to show your ID and talk to a human every single time you come into the park.
Oh no, please. My phone already has my face. I'm not worried about it.
Well, yeah, it's true. Most people are used to like looking at the phone and it opens the lock screen with their face. Well, this is
Look,
that for your theme park ticket.
it's ridiculous to me. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. It's a little silly to me to like deny facial recognition when you're gonna be walking around with cameras everywhere on pointed at you all day if you're going into a park. So
Especially the Studios Park and Islands, because there's big signs that say by entering premises you allowed yourself to be like filmed for commercial use. Like that's the way they've always run those parks. Because you might be in the background of a real production and be in a movie.
Oh,
But
maybe
yeah,
not so much.
so facial recognition, I think that was the original rumor, is that the hub was going to be open and that you would use facial recognition to get into the theme park areas. We've talked about the patents before. There are patents for the facial recognition limiting certain areas of a theme park. And I think that they're going to do kind of a combination because they did remove a whole lot from the hub. There's not enough for people to go all day and enjoy the hub on its own, but you can come and, enjoy dinner at one of the several restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Or grab lunch when you're in between lands.
Well, if you're already if you have a theme park admission. I mean, if you don't have a theme park admission, you can just like when your convention's over, you can come and like hop into the hub and have dinner in case the 400 places on iDrive aren't enough for you.
Don't go to iDrive.
don't. Poor businesses on iDrive.
Awesome businesses that are on iDrive, please move away from iDrive.
So don't make me drive on iDrive. That's what Universal Boulevard is for. The locals know. Yes, the next thing I have written down is
don't say it.
App-based and scheduled express is probably on its way to the existing parks. And it'll be rolling out as essentially a test run for what Epic Universe will unveil. Essentially Genie Plus.
I don't like the scheduled return time stuff.
Well, it's still optional. It's a lower tier type of express. Like do they have 2 tiers of express now? Like a one-time express and a unlimited express?
Yes.
So this will be a third one, which is a timed express. This one will actually be split into 2 different types too. But this one is more like...
great. More options, because that's not more confusing.
Essentially, it's paid virtual line. And I think that's how they'll promote it probably, because they've done virtual line before, but they've been working on an integrated virtual line that actually is through the app, because the one that was web-based is very easy to, I'm not going to say hack, but if everyone in your party made a virtual line for 5 people, you could all use your virtual line and ride the ride 5 times, because it doesn't connect to your
out loud.
It doesn't need to. Well, they haven't used it in 2 years. It doesn't connect to your ticket like Disney's does.
The one thing
anyone could have made them from anywhere.
I do hope that since it's going to be an app-based thing, they're going to improve their version of DAS. Hopefully that'll be better for people. Yeah,
instead of breaking out the tiny pencils, I think that's coming too, and it would use this infrastructure. So
yeah, that would be nicer for people.
But I think the idea is that they would sell a la carte virtual lines for certain rides, or you can buy an all-day express pass that is virtual line only. You remember they used to have this as like a little gamepad thing.
Oh boy!
I don't know if you ever remember.
I remember seeing them, but we never got those things.
No, but like they had a way where you could pay, and they hand you this device, and you schedule your express passes with this device. It was like the earliest first paid version of Express when they had the free ones. Anyway, I think that the Genie Plus model is coming, but it's more of a beefed up virtual line, the way that they want to work it out. And unlike Genie Plus, you would get to pick your time even for the all day version. So it's already better.
That is better.
Because Genie, you just get whatever's next available, and you can only have one at a time. And this one, I think, is more of a playing your day type of thing.
Yeah, well, and picking your time, that would also lend itself to like the DAS thing. What is their pass called again?
It's GAP, guest accessibility pass.
I always forget theirs.
Or guest assistant pass. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, because that would work for that too, if you could schedule a time at least instead of running up and getting a time scheduled.
Although it's possible that Epic Universe is going to open without Express at all.
Which would kind of be awesome.
Did you see they just covered up the Express entry sign at Despicable, what is it called? The VillainCon. Illumination VillainCon Minion Blast.
Oh, jeez. We need longer names for rides is what we need.
It's at Minion Land on Illumination Avenue. Yeah, they just cover up the Express sign, so I'm guessing that's going to open without Express. Just like new rides tend to open without Express, this new park is probably going to open without Express. And because of that, I assume that Helios Grand Hotel is going to not offer free Express for people who stay there until the park offers it. Mm-hmm. Because when the park starts offering it, that's going to add a ton of new capacity to Express, which would allow a 4th hotel to offer free Express.
Yay, free Express.
And it would be Express at Volcano Bay and the 2 existing parks as well. It's just because they're adding so much Express capacity. But I could see them using virtual line for busy attractions. And that's partly why they want to get this infrastructure done now on the app.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
So Open Hub kind of exists, probably, sort of, but not really.
Okay.
I mean, that's what we've been saying. It's essentially like the way people use City Walk.
It
Like
is.
when the parks close, you're dumped out into City Walk, and like sometimes the parks close at 5, and you're like, well, now what's for dinner? I guess where we're standing is for dinner. So same principle. If you're at Epic Universe and Super Nintendo World's like, get out, and you're like, well, I guess we're eating at Atlantic tonight.
Yay, good stuff. Yeah, that's me heading for the exit.
Or
Ian needs a shower probably.
oh, but you can go right to the back of the park and head into the Helios Grand Hotel and have a quick service dinner, and then hop up to the roof and drink.
I can go home and shower and come back in time for fireworks and do the same thing on the 5 o'clock closing days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you park back there at that hotel, you know it's going to be $50.
Yeah, whatever.
That's where they get you.
Yeah, but I get a ticket from the bar. It says I was hanging out in the bar.
Yeah, they did validate last time we went up there. Okay. Mm-hmm. So
when you spend money, they're like, here's free parking.
We can talk a little bit about the hub. I've been mentioning it in videos a lot lately, but the hub has gone through some changes recently. Mm-hmm. Mostly the right side of the hub.
It's cursed.
the east celestial park curse.
The east side curse.
Yeah, yes. It's well, Meteor Burger was the canary in the coal mine for this side of the park. we noticed that in early 2020, like January 2020. We're like, where's Meteor Burger? It's gone.
Goodbye.
Then more recently, Cassini never started construction, and we're like, okay, what's going on with Cassini? Apparently that's been downgraded to like an outdoor food market. Zephyr Market is the latest. That one is still designed and planned and permitted and is still coming, but now probably not till phase 2 in 2026. Zephyr Market's the food court near the entrance.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I guess like you're not going to get like outside visitors after 6 p.m. to come eat at a food court.
Probably not.
So the full services were probably more important, which is why when Cassini was downgraded, they upgraded our Charmander's Big Fire Grill into a full service location.
Yay.
That will never die.
It will never die. That's what it looked like.
What is it really named? It was Elysian Barbecue.
The Oaken Star Tavern.
Every time I say that, someone like leaves a comment. They're like, "Are you saying Oaken Star?"
Yeah, the Oaken Star.
What is it? Oaken, Wandering Oaken.
Oaken Shield.
Potter. The other thing too, the Harry Potter retail location in front of the First Aid building that got postponed. Also on the right side.
There's nowhere to buy Harry Potter stuff anywhere. So
Yeah, I don't think they'll be hurting for it. And then on the other side, Yin Yang, right in front of the hotel, is probably renamed to Blue Dragon.
Ooh, that sounds fancier.
Someone in our Discord said that's like that's a term. Blue Dragon or Green Dragon means like new life from the earth. And I'm like, remember when we made that joke that like if all the areas of the hub are based on different elements, where's the earth one? And I was like, maybe Chinese food is earth. They made it true.
Yeah, they did.
They technically made it true.
Blue Dragon makes me think of D&D. So
well, Oaken Star Tavern better still have fire theming to match the fire, because like that was the whole point of the Elysian Barbecue, is that like it's fire themed.
Which is weird, but Elysian.
Well, at least it'll have a bar now.
Like Purgatory, which is kind of weird. Ooh, bar?
Yeah,
barbecue?
The ordering stations, because it was a quick service, is now the bar. They just took the plans and like, well, instead of this being the ordering station, now this is a full service bar. Why not?
That's fine. I'm good with that. What else we got?
Cosmic Cakes has been renamed to Frosty Moon.
Okay.
And moved slightly north.
Okay.
I like my notes. Starbucks exists.
I was just going to say, I don't like the next one. It makes
Moon
sense,
Pie
but I don't like it.
is renamed to Pizza Moon.
Moon Pie is much better.
What's funny is that Moon Pie was directly across the street from Cosmic Cakes. But now that Frosty Moon took the name of Cosmic Cakes and moved, Pizza Moon and Frosty Moon are no longer next to each other. The names are now congruent, but they're different spots.
Their names were kind of congruent before.
They both end in Moon.
Yeah, now it's just like blatant. I don't like it. I don't like Pizza Moon.
So far, Atlantic, the octagonal shaped restaurant, seems to be the same name. We'll see.
That's a lot of syllables.
It is like the fact that they put the kitchen on the first floor and then buried it, so it's a basement now. And then when you walk in, you have to go downstairs to be level with the water feature. Is going to be so cool.
That's really cool. The building is awesome.
I'm not going to be able to afford to eat there.
We're going to go once.
And there's a bar inside named Callisto.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And the bar is kind of, I think, on the second story-ish. So like behind the entrance. So that overlooks the dining room, which overlooks the water.
That's cool. Okay, I like that.
And we'll talk more about it as the like actual construction completes on like all the little food stands and stuff. It'll be easier to figure out which one is which. But there's at least 2 bars in the hub itself.
Oh no, not bars.
And well, one is probably Celestiki.
Okay.
Celestiki. There we go. Like Celestial Tiki Bar. And then there's other stuff. There's milkshake place, taco place, poke bowl place, noodle bowls, bao buns, salads.
Ooh, bao buns.
It is a lot like City Walk, I think. So coming in here at night and like hanging out, like I could imagine like a DJ setting up in one of the areas or whatever. Like I can see this being a party atmosphere for the last 4 hours of the night.
Don't come to Florida in the middle of summer and get a milkshake in the middle of the day. You will regret it. I promise.
What if it's a Grimace shake? We're going to date this podcast episode. Instantly dated.
Oh, boy.
There's not much retail, though. I mean, I guess there's not that much retail in City Walk now. It's all been replaced with stuff. But like...
Yeah, there's just a few stores now, huh?
The main gift shop is Sensorium Emporium. There's a Christmas store named the North Star. You'll never guess the name for the Nintendo store.
Oh, no.
It's Nintendo Store.
No way.
And then the Harry Potter retail, which is like, I guess, phase 2 now. It's not even opening with the park, so not much.
Sensorium Emporium, that's fun.
I guess like Main Street, the one store is going to be half of the whole left side of the Main Street anyway. So
yeah, which makes sense. 'Cause Main Street's just a bunch of stores for the most part.
Oh, I wrote down attractions for the hubs. I covered it in the last video, but Constellation Carousel is not trackless. It's not a trackless carousel.
Did you say Traculus?
I am Tracula. Want to ride
Traculus.
vehicle.
I am Traculus. I can't do a voice that high.
Yeah, Constellation Carousel is just like a normal carousel that probably has seatbelts. Like you sit in the ride vehicle instead of on it. That's like the only thing that's unusual about it. And also, go on it. It's very custom made with like custom made. I guess Carousel is very custom made. So
it looks
like the ride. They're gonna look like constellations.
That's cool.
Like Leo the Lion.
We're gonna go on it.
Starfall Racers is. I've mentioned this in the last 2 videos. I'm gonna keep mentioning it because people keep asking me. It is not Mobius. It is not an infinite loop. It is 2 separate, distinct tracks, like Dueling Dragons.
Race for racing.
The central fountain in the middle of the hub is probably called the Oculus.
Ooh, that's fancy.
And the below that, near the carousel, is a splash pad.
Oh, sorry.
Splash pad play area called Astronomica. Hold on, I've never said it before. Hold on.
Astronomica?
Astronomica.
The Astronomicon.
This is going to be cut out. Hold on.
No, it's not. Us trying to sound out a word is great.
Astronomica. There we go.
Astronomica.
Thank you.
That's what I said. Astronomicon.
No, take the N off.
I know. I'm doing it on purpose because it reminds me of Necronomicon.
Astronomica. Hey, I did it.
You did it. We're done. Moving on.
Very quick hits.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo World has an escalator. I only wrote that down because I'm so happy I wasn't wrong.
I've been hearing about this for months.
We've been talking about the escalator since 2019.
Yeah, but I've been hearing about how, I told you there's an escalator for months. Months.
I'm just excited. I was starting to get worried.
It's funny. But I'm just saying.
The way the portal is oriented, it looks like it was just going to go right into the first level. I'm like, no, don't do that. I said it so many times in videos. Don't. What else did I write down? Not much. Both Mario Kart and Donkey Kong will have express and single rider lines, at least according to permits. It doesn't mean they'll open. Ratatouille and Flight of Passage had a single rider line when it opened, and they just put a sign over it and then never use it. Universal's not like that, though. They're good people. They know I want to use the single rider line when I'm alone.
They want us in the parks.
Did
I say that out loud?
They appreciate us single riders. But I still worry that Express is not going to be used for like a year, except in virtual line situations. Yeah, we don't have to talk about Super Nintendo World. It's nearly the same as Japan, with something going on underneath the castle. I don't know what. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's going to open someday. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because that's the one part they've already enclosed. So I don't know what they're building in there. How to Train Your Dragon: The Isle of Berk.
Yup.
This is when we've been getting names from trademarks and stuff, and it's been fun to try to figure out which one is which. But I do believe the roller coaster is named Hiccup's Wing Gliders.
That makes sense.
The Skyfly flat rides are called Dragon Racers Rally,
which Alicia's just going to put the stick to keep flipping the whole time.
I want to flip. I'm going to be like that viral video of that lady just go woo, 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 before the ride even starts. I don't know how she worked that out. Everyone tells me it's hard to get those things going, but she wasn't even moving yet. She was flipping around 100 times. Every time I mention that in a video, everyone comments, "Are you sure Dragon Racers Rally isn't the name of the coaster and Hiccup's Wing Gliders is the name of the Skyfly?" And I'm like, no. You got to watch the sheep game portion of which one is it? The third movie?
Third one, I think.
Like they catapult a sheep into the air. You'll see the dragon racing is it's exactly Quidditch, but the dragons go around a big stick in the middle, and there are crowd stands in the background, and that's exactly what the Skyfly ride looks like. You fly around a stick, and there are crowds in the background. Stick. The boat ride is called Fire Drill,
which is awesome.
And the restaurant right next to it is called Spitfire Grill.
Perfect. That's perfect. Wait, there's a meat hall?
The show is called The Untrainable Dragon.
Wait,
and yes,
meat hall.
The Great Hall is not called the Great Hall. It is called Mead Hall.
Oh, do you think they're going to have mead in there?
They better have. I want them to have a non-alcoholic mead. Is that even possible? It's just honey. It's just a cup of honey.
It's just honey.
Well, like they did with butterbeer and now the new my butterbeer killer, the antidote, the banana flavored soda at Minion Cafe. They should take like cream soda and put honey in it. That's what they did for butterbeer. That's what they did for the antidote. That's just their calling card should be every Universal drink that's good is just cream soda and flavor.
But
so cream soda like cream and honey. Soda. It doesn't matter. Kids love cream soda when you don't tell them it's cream soda.
You mean you love cream soda?
I do. You just reminded me of Keenan and Cal. Like, who loves orange soda? Cal loves orange soda. So Mead Hall, it better have a non-alcoholic mead. But I mean, obviously it should have alcoholic mead too.
Obviously, it's Mead Hall.
Retail. Hiccup's Workshop is the coaster exit retail, which I noticed in Bio's new photos is getting the walls put up, or at least the insulation of the walls right now.
That's cool.
How to Treat Your Dragon is the candy store.
That's genius.
It's weird to have an in-universe name that is a reference to the name.
It's good. I like it.
Toothless's Treasure is the retail location near the theater and meet and greet area. Mm-hmm. And then something called Viking Traders. I don't know where that is.
It seems like a general store.
I mean, maybe it's going to be next to the giant statues.
Possibly. Is it the land exit shop, maybe?
Okay, good. We still have at least 20 minutes because we're going to get into this. This is the good stuff. We're almost to the spoilers. None of that was spoilers. This
is when the notes kick in.
This is when the notes kick in. This is all right. I'm going to open my second Mountain Dew Baja Blast here. This is what this is. Hold on. Although we're not to spoilers just yet, because I wanted to talk about the monsters. The steakhouse is named Das Steakhouse.
Das Steakhouse. Sorry.
It's spelled like Haus.
Yeah, because
I mean, technically it is the steakhouse. It's just spelled in German.
And it's still steak, like a wooden steak, right? not like a piece of meat.
Did you say steak? And then the the permits do show there's new permit plans, and they do still show a queue with ordering stations. So it is a quick service location, probably an upscale quick service location. Mead Hall also is. Just like Toadstool Cafe, every land will have one upscale where you order at the ordering station, and then you go sit down and they bring you your food.
Yeah, which Universal does quite often now.
Yeah, so one for every land. I think that's really neat. The Burning Blade is the windmill name.
That one does not.
That one does not appear to be upscale. It's just normal quick service.
I'll be living in there.
I think it has a bar. I don't know.
How do you not have a bar after all that work? There needs to be a bar in the Burning Blade. That's such a good name too. I kind of want that on a shirt.
Yeah, and I'm like, we've been wondering if, like, does it burst into flames every 10 minutes? Is it just like partly on fire? Like, I think it's just always going to be on fire.
That's
like,
good. That's way more dangerous.
That windmill's on fire.
That's
always.
Way more dangerous. I like it. I like it.
Always.
You'll know when the park's open, the windmill's on fire.
Well, like, there's torches that are always emanating flames. Why can't a windmill?
Exactly. It's just slightly larger. Just make sure there's no trees around there.
We haven't got confirmation yet, but there's a trademark that's called Oddities and Monstrosities that we think might be the retail location for this land.
I like that a lot.
Definitely Darkmoor Tattoo is for this land.
Yeah, I don't know about the tattoo thing, but the Darkmoor I like still.
And new plans for permits that we saw recently seem to show the tattoo thing, or at least they call it a makeup area inside the retail location. I can't tell if it's upstairs or just separated by like a baluster. I'm not sure what the correct word is here.
Vocab today, kids. Vocab.
There's a divider fence thing. And it says makeup area in the permits. Now the Darkmoor Tattoo, one of the trademarks does say for like face painting and stuff like that. So makeup area makes sense. But one of the trademarks is for real tattoos. There's a rumor that someone in the company wants this to be a real tattoo parlor. I'm saying.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'm sure I'm not paying for a tattoo there.
It's like, you guys go do the roller coaster. Daddy's going to get a 6-hour tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. I just paid to get into this theme park so I could pay theme park tax on a tattoo. I
mean, there's one at City Walk. Why not?
Yeah, but you don't have to pay to get into a theme park for that.
Oh, so I mentioned
pay the theme park tax.
I mentioned the fog room in the last video because these permits are so weird. The way that there's like this breezeway that connects from the main street of the land to the back area where the like restrooms are. And this breezeway has doors on either side, but they're like team member only doors. And one of them just says door to fog room.
Sweet.
And then around it is like fake windows, and it says window display, fog room in center. And I'm like, what is this fog room? Before we started recording though, you and I theorized it could just be chimneys. Like the generation, like the place that generates the fog that comes out the chimneys, like in Hogsmeade, but like maybe beefier chimneys, and that, because like that could be it. But it would still create a foggy atmosphere in the land.
We'll just try to open the door when it opens and not be kicked out forever.
Just don't do that, the door and like kidding. Fog flies at you.
Well, it's like it becomes the fog, but like a haunted maze.
The Arrested Development dead bird, do not open, and he opens it. I don't know what I expected. You just open the door, fog shoots out. I don't know what I expected. Okay, I'm gonna say spoiler alert now. We're gonna talk about several rides, 2 for this land and 1 for Harry Potter, and there may be ride spoilers.
Maybe.
I mean, we don't know if this stuff's right. It is right though. Let's go.
I was gonna say, are you sure?
Curse of the Werewolf.
Yep.
It is a werewolf. Spinning mock coaster, launched coaster with a swing launch.
I'm not sure if I'm into the spinning coaster thing, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna go on it a lot because it's a werewolf. That's all.
And it's full on like spinning coaster where like the seats are forward and backward. So not like Cobra's Curse, we're all facing forward. Like this one starts facing different directions because this thing just gonna spin the whole time.
And we're gonna end in different directions, right?
And it's themed to the Wolfman. The fortune teller character from the Wolfman.
Well, it looks like that's where you're going.
Well, that because it's a Romani village. That's what
Yep.
they're building these tents, and I think the entrance is going to be like the caravan of wagons, which was
Hmm.
originally in the permit plans for the center of the land. But
Hmm.
when they got rid of the theater and added this roller coaster, they took out the caravan section, and I was like, oh, like then we lost that scenic element. But it looks like that's going to be part of this area, so like they just moved it. Like they probably already constructed them, so they're
Which
just
is
like,
cool.
we'll just design the whole roller coaster around the stuff we already built. Why not?
Which is cool. Which is really cool.
So the tents are like the fortune teller.
I like
What
the
is
way
her
it
name
looks.
in the movie?
Maleva.
Yeah. So Curse of the Werewolf, starring fortune teller lady.
Here's something funny. Her son's name is Bela, played by Bela Lugosi. Yeah, sorry, thinking of banjo player too, Bela Fleck. But yeah,
Who
Bela
played
Lugosi.
the Wolfman in the Wolfman?
Cheney Jr.
Oh, okay.
I
The lawn.
believe. Yeah, the lawn part two.
The lawn part two.
I
Okay.
believe that's who it was. My
Yeah, so I'm
brain is
very
not
intrigued by
functioning.
this because what was going to be a dark, decrepit, falling apart exterior theater design is now roaming village.
It's gonna look cool. I kind
I'm
of
very
like that.
curious how like the central stable church building plays into the swing launch though, and
I
like
don't know.
what is that the conceit of this building. There's also a food stand over by the main ride that is the same style, and the exit of the portal looks like the same style, like the
I don't
sloping
know.
roof stable design.
The stable
Very,
thing is interesting.
yeah, very intrigued by it.
Isn't there like a weird pointy thing though on one side of the
Almost
that
like a
one run?
steeple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying.
what you're
It's like
saying. Yeah.
very confused by it. Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment.
What
I
is
wrote
this?
name not confirmed. That is what Screamscape has been calling the main attraction.
I don't like it.
Well, they were right with the Curse of the Werewolf, so I'm going to give
Yeah,
them
but,
credit. They're probably
yeah,
right here
yeah, but I don't like it. It doesn't matter
because
if
it's
it's right.
long, or
Yes, all of that because it's long
Hagrid's
and
magical creatures, the Frankenstein experiment.
it's just ridiculous. I don't like Monsters Unchained either, but whatever.
It's
Makes me think of Van Halen. Sorry.
right. I was going to say it sounds like a song album, like a.
Unchained. Yep, that one.
It's where you would find like the Monster Mash remix.
Sounds like a really bad stage show, Monsters Unchained.
Yeah, this is going to be a long episode.
I think the Frankenstein experiment by itself is fine. I think that sounds cool.
It makes me think of like the Hulk coaster now where you're getting Hulkified,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows like that pre-show video with all the just random regular people being Hulkified in CG. Like
Yeah.
we're probably going to get into these weird seats in Frankenstein, like Dr. Frankenstein's laboratory, and like they're doing some kind of experiment and things go wrong.
Oh no, things go wrong.
This
I don't
is
know.
a
Theme park attraction?
indoor tracked Kuka dark ride.
Awesome.
Like Forbidden Journey at Islands of Adventure, but without the screen carousels, which we can confirm because it's not in the permit plans.
Mm-hmm.
It
A lot
does
more
have
sets too, right?
I assume that means more sets, but I'm not gonna hold it like this is Universal. I'm not gonna like. I can't say with definitive like. I can see the layout in the permits, and it like there is some skinny sections, but like looking at Forbidden Journey, the skinny sections are technically not the screen parts. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
the spider webs that squirt you is a skinny section.
Yeah.
So I don't, but there could be a screen there. I don't know.
Things just get close in the skinny sections on that ride.
Right? Yeah.
Universal. Come here. Don't do.
But there's also some really big sections, so I would assume those are set pieces.
I hope.
Yeah.
If there's big rooms though, I'm okay with like a screen as in the background to make a set feel even bigger.
Yeah.
I like that, but I don't want the screen carousel kind of like right in your face screen stuff. I don't like that.
No, that's not happening.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. So just to be clear.
Which blew my mind the first time, but now riding it, all I do is like I find myself looking at the seam at the beginning and end of the carousel where like it's like not very like smoothly segues to reality.
Yeah, I look around in all that space. I don't actually watch the screen anymore.
I'm looking up at the projector. I'm looking to the other vehicles neect to me. I'm looking to try to get it. It's like it feels like an IMAX dome, but then when you realize, oh no, this thing's only like 10 feet wide.
Yeah, I look around too. I don't watch the screen. Anyway.
This ride will have a round load platform on the second floor. According to recent permits, and we talked about this on Patreon. I've been posting a lot of permits there while researching for videos. So check it out at patreon.com/theme park stop. For as little as $1, you can see the stuff before we talk about it.
$1. Sorry.
But the permits seem to show different queue areas.
That's cool.
Have you seen them? I sent them to you, right? Like
you did,
Grand Staircase is one of them. That's like one of the first. That's like queue number 1 when you enter. Is this big
cool.
Grand Staircase because it's a manor. It's a giant manor.
Mm-hmm.
There's a great room, a dining room, a corridor. Ooh, exciting corridor. The study, the library. It's like a game of Clue.
Conservatory. I mean, wait.
Yeah, I did not see it in a conservatory. However, it does look like there's a greenhouse in the back, just exactly like Forbidden Journey for covered outside queue. That was not in these plans, though, so I don't know what they're calling it. It's so just outside sort of queue.
Conservatory.
Yeah. It does include an express line and a single rider line. It seems like all the big rides have both express and single rider lines built into the plans.
Mm-hmm.
And it has an exit retail, which I was unaware of, and a on-ride photo pickup. Also, all the rides have photo pickup, like every ride.
Yay. I don't do that stuff.
Like this ride has it, the Ministry ride has it, Donkey Kong has it. I don't think Mario Kart does it? I'm not sure. We'll
I don't know, but it probably will.
because why not?
Exactly.
And this is I can't remember if we talked about this. I think I mentioned in a video, but this does have double-sided lockers like Velocicoaster.
Which is awesome. I really like those lockers. It's so
really
easy.
Needed for something like Forbidden Journey. So like you can be in line with your phone the whole time and then just put everything into a locker.
Yeah. Tron does it too.
According to the plans, though, this one's like a straight line. Like it's just one long wall of lockers. So when you exit out the other side, it's still just a long wall of lockers. I think the shape of the room at Velocicoaster confuses everyone. Because it goes from an Audi to an innie. And it's just like everyone's like, wait, this wasn't the shape of the room I put my stuff in. So now it's going to be a flat wall and a flat wall. No confusion.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's very easy. That's what Tron did, though. It's not really a straight line, but there's only one side it can be on. So
it's like you turn a corner still, but it's long still enough that it's not as obvious.
Yeah, yeah.
The ride itself, we still don't have too many rumored details, but the same animatronics that are being designed for the Ministry ride will probably be used here too. There's a patent for it. They are animatronics with projected faces.
No.
I know it just sounds scary, but not from like inside the face, from outside.
No.
Hold on. Hear me out.
No.
It's projection mapping onto a moving animatronic figure.
No.
So like some people were saying on the forums, like it could be used really wisely. Like imagine Creature from the Black Lagoon is walking towards you, but it has animated water drips on it. So it looks like he's wet.
Yeah, but that's not a face. That's just water.
Like not just his face, the whole body is going to be projection mapped.
But if the skin doesn't match on the projection, I'm going to be looking at the color difference the whole time and not focus on anything else because that's what I do on the rides.
That's what I wonder is it the whole thing just projection mapped? Like, is it just a gray blob coming toward you? Like the moment on Rise of the Resistance where like the Kylo's walking towards you and it's just like a gray blob that has projection on it. That's pretty good. This though won't be a flat thing. It'll be a 3-dimensional animatronic figure with projection mapping onto it.
And the Kylo isn't skin. It's just that mask.
Well, these are monsters.
Yeah. The skin doesn't match. I'm going to be staring at it.
This way, the mummy can actually have see-through parts of him. Like he's not a big, giant, way too big animatronic with a boom arm behind him. This way, he can be a skinny, like figure with like see-through flesh parts.
Yeah, but what about Wolfman? He's going to have a furry face and just like.
Wolfman could be like he could actually transform because of the animation projected onto him.
Yeah, but then it's going to be flat with a nose that's supposed to be sticking out.
Oh God, it's going to be like Runaway Railway.
It's not good.
They're sideways noses. Supposedly it's going to be impressive. We'll see how they do it, but I'm curious to what.
I am cautiously hopeful.
Well, the whole reason they invented it is because every time they have to have real actors on a ride, like the Harry Potter rides or even Fast and Furious, what you end up with is just Musion. Here's Musion. the forest isn't safe. Hold on tight. And it's just music.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way they incorporate characters into these rides every single time. And I think this was invented for the Ministry ride to have Umbridge and other characters in the flesh, but with the actors portraying them.
That's fine. You don't need to do it to my monsters, though. Just give me some animatronics.
Well, yeah, so we're very curious to see how this is.
Oh.
Look, be hopeful.
I'm nervous now.
Be hopeful, because
I'm cautiously hopeful, but I'm still nervous now.
The idea is that they have a fully articulated walking animatronic that has a real life face projected onto it.
Yeah, that's the point. We're gonna see.
Let's move on to Harry Potter.
Oh, but monsters. Okay.
Oh, I didn't say the name of that. I will say the name of that patent. It is Systems and Methods for Animated Figure Media Projection. Oh, they're always so fun names.
Yeah, that's super memorable.
All right, we don't have a name for this land. We know the name for every other land. We don't know the name for this land.
Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Paris.
Well, remember our joke was ministrying magic. What was it? Ministrying lands of magic.
Ministrying land magic. Yeah, I don't remember how to say it now.
Because it was Ministries of Magic, because there was 2 ministries, but now there's only one. It might just be Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, and they hope we don't notice that Paris is there.
It's not Paris, though. I mean, it is, but it's not.
It is, but it isn't. I made a joke the other day. I was like, I bet you, last minute, they're just going to come out with some random name. It's going to be like Wizarding World Beyond. It was.
No, please no. It's going to be some long name like Hagrid's.
Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Friends.
Featuring the city of Paris, but not Paris, in the Universal Epic Universe Park.
The Wizarding World of Harry Potter Plus.
No.
Terrible. Just terrible.
The Wizarding World. Done. We're done.
I didn't want to talk too much about the city. We will talk. Just like the marketing's not going to talk about the city of Paris. We're just going to skip past that and go to the ride. But I will say Cosma Acajor, the wand shop, is confirmed to definitely happen.
That sounds fancy.
It's the largest one over by the. It's like they built the gift shop, but not the ride for the VR thing. It's this gift shop. Now that makes sense. I'm like, oh, okay, that's why they built that gift shop and not the ride.
Do the wand thing there too?
I don't know what they're gonna. I think it's just actually a wand shop. I don't think they're gonna. There was a plan early on. Mm-hmm. You and I were talking about it. This is back when it was still Fantastic Worlds, the name of the park.
Gosh.
There was a plan early on, that patent with the plasma rays where you do a wand battle.
Oh yeah,
that was actually going to be an attraction, and you would wait in line and you would battle your friend across the way with the fake glass in between, and they would teach you how to do it, and you would do it. It was actual attraction, and it seemingly was cut even before the park was announced in 2019.
So lame. I forgot about that. They
still patented it. So when we talk about they're going to upgrade the wands, that is not what they're doing. That is not the upgrade we're getting.
No plasma firing wands.
No, the upgrade we're getting is much more boring and not as exciting.
Improved sensor or something.
Right, exactly. Something crap. Integration with the app, I think. Something really boring. But because everything is going to be like the power-up bands where you have to track your points. Now you can track your wands.
One of these days I'll actually buy a wand.
Well, wait until they're trackable.
But the one I really like. But anyway,
the wand battles. I mean, there's technically room to add that later. They could always add that as an expansion, please. Where the VR thing was instead of adding a ride.
Yes, please.
They're working on whatever's going to go back there, but there's going to be multiple things back there because there was already expansion behind the expansion. So now they have double expansion. Anyway, what was my point? My point was the Circus Arcanus is the live show name.
Yeah, that's cool. That could be pretty cool.
So they have to you can't name the land Ministry of Magic when you have a Fantastic Beasts related show. There's
still a Ministry of Magic though.
There is, but the land itself is Paris.
Do they call them Ministry? What's the American one? Isn't there a different name?
Mac USA, but we're not getting that.
Yeah, I know. But
I think that's what the Potter retail for the hub was themed after, and that's why they canceled it.
Yeah, probably.
So they have to redesign it from scratch now. So we enter the Circus Arcanus live show through the circus tent. It looks like they're building that now. in the photographs. It looks like they're preparing to pour foundation for that.
Go into a tent. It's going to get huge on the inside.
Yeah, it's very Doctor Who. For the Ministry, though, there is the Exit Gift Shop is a travel agency called Metro Flu.
Oh.
And Metro Flu Travel Agency has Metro Flu stations around the Wizarding World. And once you hop into a Metro Flu, you could get your Metro Flu card and get into the Metro Flu to go through the turnstiles and then jump from Paris to London.
Flush yourself down the toilet.
No, it's a fireplace. It's a fireplace.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying that does happen.
But it would be a good excuse to have a whole row of fireplaces.
It would be.
To get into the Ministry of Magic's whole row of fireplaces. What a coincidence that there are fireplaces in a row on this side and also in London.
Interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
Please line up in front of your fireplace.
But the way that it's set up in the plans where you don't go straight through, you go and turn right and then go like it's zigzag. It's very clever so that you don't see directly into the Ministry. So you have that little bit of zigzagging to walk through the magic. I guess that's how like the 9 3/4 is. Like they have that little bend so you don't see straight into it.
Yep.
So essentially exactly that.
That's pretty cool though.
I like the conceit of a station. So the entrance to the ride is like a Metro Flu station. Like here's the Flu station to get to London. Like that makes sense in the street of Paris. So you're not confused. Or like, why? How did we get here?
We took the Flu network. That's how we got here.
But like normally the Flu network, you just take it from your own fireplace at home. So now there's a station of fireplaces. It makes sense. Kinda. Whatever. Why not?
Sure. We're going with it. It is what it is.
We've talked at length about the Ministry of Magic queue areas, the giant statues that are like full scale. And the big office windows around them. So the ride. This is our podcast's grand finale. We're talking about the ride now.
Yay! The last of the notes. Okay.
we can enjoy our Sunday after this. No,
it's over.
The ride is also going to feature the animated face animatronics. Yeah. And so that they could take the filmed media from the real actors and project them onto animatronics so that we get to see them in the flesh. And there'll be at least one giant animatronic for that animal and moving sets.
That's cool. I like all this.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by this concept. Like the land itself is I'm very confused at like how they're going to pull off. Like, I guess it's cool. There's fantastic beasts in all the windows and stuff like the things. The bird snake. He's going to be sticking out of windows over the Metro Flu station. And I'm like, that's neat. Okay, sure.
That's cool.
But like the ride itself is like the Harry Potter rides are really well made. So I'm intrigued by what they're doing here. And I've been intrigued by what kind of ride system it is because it's gone through like 3 or 4 iterations so far. Like it was going to be a trackless ride when they were building it over by Diagon Alley. And then when it moved here, it was going to be a suspended ride system. It sounds like they took the suspended ride system and flipped it over.
Yeah.
And instead, like everyone was saying a year ago, well, it's now like a scoop, like a Spider-Man, a modified scoop vehicle. But if you look, it's not being manufactured by, who did Scoop? I think Oceaneering.
Mm-hmm. I think
it's not being manufactured by Oceaneering. It's being manufactured by multiple companies that do different types of things. One does like moving motion theater stuff, and one does the ride vehicles that are similar to the Kuko ride vehicle on Forbidden Journey. So I think this is like a Frankenstein, if you will, of a ride vehicle.
But
the ride vehicle Screamscape was first to report that it goes up and down, but it moves like a motion-based scoop vehicle. And I think that's exactly what it is. There's actually a patent. I have it open.
You have a patent?
With the wonderful name of Motion Generating Platform Assembly.
Well, that's just memorable. Like I said before, they're always so memorable.
And it is, it looked like they were originally designing it almost like a scissor lift, but it has, did I write it down? 6 legs below the vehicle. That move in 3 different points of motion. So like it has the pitch, yaw, roll up to 45 degrees.
Sounds sort of like like the moving base for like Star Tours or something.
It looks exactly like the motion base for Star Tours.
Kind of what it sounds like.
And then motion, like I think the Star Tours one can tilt down 45 degrees. That's how you do like you tilt up like to do the light speed or
Yeah, the
whatever.
light speed. Yeah.
But it also can move all those arms up and down like a good 10 feet.
That's cool.
Because it can go up and down so much, this is going to simulate an elevator motion, but on a motion base.
That's pretty cool, though. That'll work. I mean, 10 feet is generally like a story, like a floor.
Right. I think it's like Flight of Passage. It's just enough to create that pit in your stomach type feeling if it needs to.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus, it can rotate. So, like the Scoop, it can point you in the direction. It's like the Scoop has been there like Omnimover, like times 100, and this is like their Omnimover Scoop plus up and down and plus more dramatic motion,
which is cool.
But it's themed as an elevator. Like we get into like the plans show it as 4 ride vehicles at load. 2 on each track. There's like 2 tracks for load, but it's done in the round lift station of the Ministry of Magic. So it looks like you're just entering an elevator. And because it's a seated ride, it's exactly Tower of Terror seating, where you enter through the front and then take your seat in a row.
And then hang on for dear life.
But like, I wonder if that's going to create like a misconception, like, oh my God, we're going on a drop tower ride, because it is not a drop tower ride. It is like a Spider-Man ride.
Yeah, which is fine.
Or more like a Jurassic World adventure ride, because it's not funny screens.
If people are unaware, though. You can just be like, we're going to drop now and scare people that don't know.
I mean, it will create the illusion. Well, let's get into that. Yeah, it is going to feel like you're dropping, because I think the first scenes especially, even though you're moving forward on the track, it's going to have a room around you to make it look like you're still in an elevator.
Yeah.
I know it's like a Wonkavator in the movie, like you go forward and back and up and down.
It's totally a Wonkavator.
But like using projected media and physical, like there was we called it the flu ride system, but there was an old patent that showed like a ghost over a fireplace where the room travels with you. I think that's this. That's finally cool. Utilizing. So you think you're going up and down for the first couple scenes, but you're really moving into place for the ride to start, because you have to go off that double track load station into a single track. I did release a track layout, and I think so did Screamscape last year. And that is accurate to the plans that are permitted. And there are these like little pointy triangle moments in the beginning of the ride and the end of the ride. And I think those are moments where you are pretend going up and down, and there will be like projected media, but also you are actually moving up and down. You know, Transformers does a good job of pretending you're driving forward by actually driving you forward 10 feet and then wiggling you back and then driving forward again 5 feet and then wiggling you back. And it does it so well that all you need is the acceleration of the beginning of it to make you think you're driving the whole time.
Yeah. You're right.
So I think this gives awesome. You the motion of lift for the first 10 feet, and then the projections take over and make you think you're still going. And then it decelerates, you go down. So like, I think it's going to be pretty believable without having to actually travel very far.
That's pretty cool though. I'm looking forward to this.
And like, that's just the first part of the ride. Then you're going to like bump into Dolores Umbridge. She's going to be somehow an animatronic with an animated face.
with a projected face.
Well, it's projection mapped. See,
I know. You're trying so hard, but you're not.
Well, like, when Cinderella Castle comes to life for the shows, it looks impressive. Even Hogwarts Castle, when it has the projection mapping on it at night, looks better than just lighting.
Looks awesome.
Well, imagine Dolores Umbridge instead of just being
but it's not a face on the castle. That's trying to look realistic on a flat surface.
But she's not going to be glowing from behind like the Frozen Ever After animatronics.
But it's still going to be a rounded facade with like shading and stuff on the projection mapping to make it look like it's got dimension.
And it's multiple projections, so it gets all like 180 degrees around the character.
I'm sus.
Because we're going to be moving in much like the Scoop vehicles around scenes, so we have to have.
I'm hopeful because it's Universal.
Are you trying to appeal to the youth of America?
Yes.
It's very sus.
Too much time on TikTok. I'm suspicious. I'm very hopeful. Because it's Universal, but still, like I don't know. I don't know about this.
They don't do very many animatronics on rides that are humans. Like they have things in queues a lot lately, But on the ride itself, like we've had even Jurassic World Adventure and Jurassic World the Ride have these really impressive giant dinosaurs. But they don't have humans. Like they use screen media for Owen on the bike and stuff, and it's so bad CG. But like this is going to be interesting to see them try to do humanoid figures on two of the like main rides for this theme park.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm hopeful, but I'm
supposedly filming has already taken place. I don't know what characters will be there besides Dolores Umbridge, but I do know Dolores Umbridge is still the bad guy for this attraction. I doubt the kids would be there.
No, probably not. I think they're over it for the most part.
Yeah, and this takes place after the events of the original stories.
Yeah.
Supposedly she's on trial and gets broken out, and then
again, the twins will show up for almost anything.
That's true. That's true. Some locations that I've heard might be on the ride, the archives of the Ministry.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I've is mentioned lots in the stories, but never actually seen until the Hogwarts Mystery video game from 5 years ago. I think that's the only time they designed it. So it'll be interesting to see something that was first designed for a video. Because lately we've had Hagrid's was first designed for that ride and then showed up in a video game recently.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting to see something that was designed for a video game visually and then show up on a ride.
Going the other way.
The Department of Magical Creatures, which is where the rumored erumpent chase scene happens. And this is a massive wizarding rhino character
thing
that charges at us the way the Indominus Rex charges at us at Jurassic World Adventure.
Yay. I want to hug it.
I mean, if you look at the track layout, I think this scene comes in the top middle of the track layout, so the middle of the ride. It doesn't look as full, like a full 360 degrees, the way that Jurassic World Adventure does. It looks almost like 180. So I don't think we're going to get the full chase scene.
That's kind of sad.
But also, this thing is huge. This thing is bigger, bulkier than the Indominus.
Well, it's bulkier, but I don't know if it's actually taller, right?
It's not taller, but he's thicker.
Yeah, he's thick.
This Erumpent is thick with two C's.
Or she thick. Could be a she.
The Time Turner vault is one of the scenes, and that would make sense because the original rumor was that the Death Eaters and Dolores Umbridge are trying to get a Time Turner to bring Voldemort back to life.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It gives it I just can imagine, you can see in your mind the story playing out. This was supposed to start in a courtroom, and the courtroom breaks into pieces in the original trackless version.
I remember that. Yeah.
But now it starts in an elevator, so you just know it's we're on our way for a tour of the Ministry or something. You just know it. And then we get caught up, and Umbridge is there, and it's well, you're not going on your tour.
She's gonna try to make us do stuff for her. That's what's gonna happen.
So I don't know if she's breaking out or if that courtroom still exists. I think the courtroom is still rumored to exist as a location, but I don't know if she's on trial or if it's just a cool setting that we recognize from the films.
Either way,
I don't know if Death Eaters are going to be there, but there will be lots and lots of magical wand effects. They're going to be done in 3 different ways.
Plasma? Is there going to be plasma wand?
I hope so, but I doubt it. I doubt it.
But I still want it.
Considering they worked out all that technology, it would be a waste to not use it for something. But I think it's easier to just do Musion and projected glass. Just give me the
plasma wand so I can fire plasma on Alicia.
Anyway, hey, that might come later. That might be a phase 2. We might get it.
I just have a feeling it has to do with water. We're going to get soaked.
We will definitely get Pokemon battles at least someday.
Okay.
So we have that to look forward to. It'll be the same attraction,
cool.
But with Pokemon.
That's cool, I guess. I'm not a Pokemon person. Sorry, folks. If you that's all you.
If anyone listened all the way through our spoilers, I'm using air quotes because, is it really spoilers if we're this early?
Kinda.
The ride system is intriguing to me because it's definitely not the scoop. It is new. It is probably the like I said, a Frankenstein of multiple things in a way that is new and different, and it's going to feel just the same way that everyone thought, Flight of Passage is just soaring over Pandora, but that up and down motion changed the game for that ride.
It did.
It really feels like flying, so I feel like this is going to really feel different.
Yeah, I can't wait to go on these rides, especially these two, the monster stuff in this ride.
Everyone always asks where I'm going to go first when I get to the park. And
Monsters.
I think it's going to be Monsters.
Of course it's going to be Monsters, because I'm probably going to be with you, hopefully, and I'm going to drag you to Monsters first, because it's Monsters.
I think everyone's going to go to Nintendo.
Yeah.
The hardcore fans are going to go to Harry Potter. Anyone who gets distracted by the pretty colors are going to go into Dragons. But Monsters over in the back, it's going to be kind of dead that first day.
It's going to be the true people are going to go to Monsters. That's
the
what
real
I'm gonna say.
fans.
The real Universal fans are going to Monsters.
The classic 110 years ago fans of
who
Universal.
Like horror stuff. We're going to the Monsters.
Yeah. We're going to figure out what's in that fog room.
And I'm going to figure out what kind of beer and pretzels I can buy. I mean,
be in the Burning Blade.
Go on rides. Yeah, I'm being the
Burning Blade all day long.
Yep, that's where I'll be. Are we done? Because that's a lot of notes. How long did we talk for?
An hour and 17 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you to everyone for joining us. Let us know in the comments if you're watching the YouTube one where you're going to go first at Epic Universe. And
Monsters.
Be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/themeparkstop for extra podcasts and all of the permits that we talked about. I've been posting them as I come across them. So it's a neat extra perk for everyone to see what we're researching before we do a show like this. We did a rumor episode about Universal Orlando like just a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah, we did.
Other than Fast and Furious not closing, we had some really juicy stuff that's probably going to come true on that.
Oh, Fast and Furious, go away. Go away.
No, it's unfortunately, rumors of its demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Go away.
It's unfortunately going to live to see another day, but everything else we talked about is still true.
Yay.
And we talked about some cool stuff, so check it out at patreon.com/themeparkstop.
We always talk about cool stuff. That's what we do.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's always.
It's always cool.
Okay. All right, we'll say that then.
Yeah, we'll say that then. Yeah. If it's not, then it's Alicia telling the future.
How many jokes did I make during this episode that'll come true now?
I have no idea, but I don't like the Genie Plus thing. So.
Oh, we said it on a podcast.
Mm-hmm, that's why I said don't say it. So I said shh.
Bye, everyone.
You heard me try to stop her.
Bye.
Bye.